Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and I'm continuing my Jean-Claude Van Damme movie reviews, and now we're getting into some real heavy shit, meaning a lot of the early Van Damme films I reviewed a lot of his good ones first, because I wanted to watch them first, but now, as we're getting along and I'm going back to the ones I missed, and now I'm getting to some of his really shitty ones, like this one, Black Eagle, which is one of Van Damme's lowest rated films on IMDb, and deserves it. And really, it shouldn't count because Jean-Claude Van Damme is not the star of the movie. He has a very small role as sort of the main henchman of the villain. But if you look at the DVD and the advertising, Van Damme is all over the place. He's all over the place in the back. He's all over the place in the front. Man, you would think he was in this film for a lot longer than he really is. Because the real star of Black Eagle, which came out in 1988, is Sho Kosugi. Now, Sho Kosugi, he was in Enter the Ninja, which I still haven't seen. He's in Revenge of the Ninja, which is a great movie. I think I reviewed it. If I did, review should still be up. Which, if you're fans of the film, that film came out on Blu-ray recently. That's why I would not mind picking up Revenge of the Ninja. Because that's a damn good movie. A hell lot better than this with Sho Kosugi. He was in Ninja 3, The Domination, which, sad to say, even that's a better movie than this. Just at least it has ninjas. Fuck up a ninja, crazy ass one. Fuck up people at a golf course at the beginning. This film is boring as sin. A fucking sloth, because it's a lazy, lousy movie. What it's trying to do is trying to be a lame, low budget, cheap jack James Bond film. I swear at times this feels like a TV movie. In fact, I saw a trailer to this film, and the guy who narrates the trailer is the same guy that narrated a shitload of made-for-TV movies you would see on either CBS or ABC, one of those two. Coming this soon on ABC. It is. It made sense. And the plot's not much. It's this F-111 jet goes down in the ocean, has his top secret laser guidance system. The bad guys want it, the good guys want it. The good guys get Sho Kosugi, who's an agent, who masquerades as a biologist, who wants to hang out with his kids, which are his actual real life two kids, Ken Tani and I forget what the hell the other kid's name. I think Ken Tani, the older kid, I believe that's the older kid. He went on to be a Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear, with Scott Adkins. A much better action movie than this. I forget. You do look at IMDb. It'll show all the names of the actors anyway. IMDb, Wikipedia, pick your poison. And pretty much the good guys bring Sho Kosugi's kids to Malta, the place that he needs to go to. Just pretty much as not really threatening, but going, "Hey, your kids are there. We took your kids there, so you don't have to do this mission anyway." Yeah, that's not gonna come back to, oh, are they gonna get kidnapped? Oh yes, they are, of course. And there's actually one agent before Sho Kosugi who gets caught in like 30 seconds. Then everyone stands around on the boat while this guy kills two. But then Van Damme kicks the shit out of him, kicks his ass, gets him down the ground, punches his ass, and then breaks his neck with his foot. And they toss the sorry some bitch's ass overboard. And what follows is a very tedious, boring, slow, uneventful, not much action, not much martial arts motion picture. The director, I've never heard of the director before. I don't know what else the guy has done. I didn't give a fuck to look him up because that's how much I gave a fuck about the movie. And you just have this little stuff happens. He parachutes. He's on this, Sho Kosugi's on this little mission where I don't even remember what country he was in. Pretty much, there's a jeep coming. He's with two guys, and there's like a tiny explosion. A couple guys get shot. He gets on a helicopter, he comes over, he parachutes down to this boat. He gets to see his 2 kids. Meanwhile, Van Damme is showboating on a boat. He's doing the splits and throwing knives for the crew to go, yeah! And even the main boss go, all right. Good job, Jean-Claude. You're doing the splits and throwing knives. He does Van Damme does the splits a lot in this movie, in the tiny bit that he's in. But pretty much, they need to get this laser guided system in the water, and the bad guys are on the boat trying to find it, and Sho Kosugi has to sneak in, dive in the water. There's one point he dives in, comes out, and just keeps talking to he's supposed to be this biologist. I swear, he talks for a full few minutes. I didn't understand a single word Sho Kosugi said. Because Sho Kosugi is not really the most eloquent actor. But I like Revenge of the Ninja because he's a lot of ass kicking and blood, and even little kids get killed at the beginning of the film. Because I remember when I first saw Revenge of the Ninja again, I don't know, it was a few months ago or a few years. I'm like, wait a minute, I remember that when I was a kid. I remember that opening. Has a great soundtrack too. A lot of good stuff for Revenge of the Ninja. Again, you just go watch a good Van Damme movie like Bloodsport or Cyborg, or watch a good Sho Kosugi movie like Revenge of the Ninja. There's no point to watch this. No wonder it's a 3.79 to be. Not going much into the plot, but because it's flimsy plot too. But like I was saying, Sho Kosugi's talking, and he's supposed to be talking so much that he's annoying the bad guys to leave them alone. I guess it worked because, well, I didn't understand what the fuck the guy said, so okay. I wish there were subtitles for one version I saw. I know it's weird. I know I'm not going deaf in my old age, but when I need subtitles and you're speaking English, there's a problem. The 5 lines that they gave Van Damme, I understood each of those 5 lines. Lines, more like 5 words. I understood the 5 words that they gave Van Damme in the movie. Sho Kosugi goes on a tour with his kids. There's this guy following him. He beats him up. You get a little chase on a rooftop where he jumps from one to the other. And amidst it, 2 bad guys get killed. One falls down to his death. The other, I think he breaks his neck or he does something. I can't remember. It's not that interesting. It wasn't that badass. Wasn't that eventful. Wasn't that exciting. Wasn't that thrilling. Wasn't that much shit. They taught him and this girl who's with his kids talk with the baddies of this casino. They go to the room. They realize there's an assassin outside the door. So Sho Kosugi kicks the glass door open, which I guess he did that so that the girl outside, the guy would, what was that noise? And then they take the guy down very quickly. Leads to Sho Kosugi the next day going up and, well, more like before that, they escape and he gets in about a 10-second fight with Van Damme where they're just trading shots. They're not hitting each other, they're just blocking back and forth. Then Sho Kosugi runs away. It's not the first time he runs away from Van Damme. Which makes this a very ineffectual, boring, non-charismatic, no-presence hero. Van Damme schooled his ass in this movie, in the fight scenes. I hate to say it, but that's what I saw. I'll give more into that. But then pretty much, another day, he gets on and he sails into the water. To finally get to the jet, he gets the things, gets on the boat, punches a few guys on the boat. Him and this other guy dive off. One thing leads to another. His kids and the woman, sort of like a boring car chase. The kids and the woman get kidnapped. One of the kids escapes, does a little flip, runs off, meets up with his dad. Sho Kosugi goes in, sneaks in, breaks a guy's neck. At the same time, the girl knocks someone out, and her and the other kid climb down. Throws a few grenades, stabs one, then gets on a one-on-one with Van Damme. It's not much, but you see, Van Damme was even more agile during this early point. Especially when he does the splits, he jumps up and does his roundhouse kick right into Sho Kosugi's face. And even when Sho Kosugi hit Van Damme didn't seem affected. Just a badass. And you just tell, it just seemed Van Damme was just whipping Sho Kosugi's ass. I'm like, what kind of hero is this? I mean, I understand if the end fight would have been a switch, because we've seen that in other movies where the hero gets his ass kicked first, but then when you get to the end of the film, bad guy gets his payback. Well, not really in this case. Van Damme made Sho Kosugi run away in the first 10-second fight. Van Damme's whipping his ass, and Sho Kosugi does something and dives off into the water, runs away again. And that's the last time. It's not the last time Sho Kosugi runs away from Van Damme. Because after he's rescued his kids, this nighttime, he paints himself up, ready for war, and they get to the bad guy's boat. At the same time, Van Damme, who throughout the film has fallen in love with this girl, he's in bed with the girl. Sho Kosugi and a buddy of his set some grenades, and then Van Damme and Sho Kosugi did another fight. I think this is actually the scene where Van Damme does the split and sort of the fuck you roundhouse kick in the Sho Kosugi's face. I think it's actually this scene, not in the previous fight. And again, they're sort of trading blows back and forth. It's not Van Damme when he faced Dolph Lundgren, he's just whipping Dolph's ass at the end. No, they're trading blows back and forth. And Van Damme is still keeping up with Sho Kosugi. And in fact, it seems like Van Damme's doing more damage to Sho Kosugi than vice versa. But then, the woman calls him, Van Damme, he turns, and Sho Kosugi has to sucker kick him in the face. Van Damme's, huh? And that's when Van Damme falls down. And then Sho Kosugi runs away to get on the boat to make the boat blow up. And then Sho Kosugi's buddy has to shoot Van Damme in the leg. And then when Van Damme realizes the boat blows up, he does the good thing. Like he says to his woman, get off the boat. And he dives off the water and swims to her. Get off the boat, it's gonna blow. And then she jumps off. And then Van Damme, how he dies is he gets pulled into a fucking propeller. And no, you don't see any blood or shit. It's not like even you're as a soldier, you're discharged to charge, and you see at least a little chunks. No. You see propeller and Van Damme yells, screams. I'm like, so Sho Kosugi didn't really kick his ass. He did him a sucker kick and ran away. Then Van Damme saved his woman's life, which is kind of a morally good thing. And then Van Damme dies because he did the right thing, and he dies from a fucking propeller of a boat. The hero didn't do anything. What? And then pretty much just Sho Kosugi beats the other bad guy, the main bad guy. I don't remember his fucking name. I don't remember anything about him. He says bland as white bread. Beats him in 3 seconds. Gets off the boat blows up. Sho Kosugi reunites with his kids, and the movie ends. And that's Black Eagle. I mean, I don't even know what to say. The story is very thin, and it's boring, and it's nothing much to it. Nothing to the directing. No cool camera angles or pans, or there's not one action scene worth anything. The only thing that you could even be vaguely interested in is when Van Damme fights Sho Kosugi, and really Van Damme seemed more of a badass than the hero. The little short time, Van Damme was a more interesting villain. Hey, he's doing the splits on the boat and throwing knives. Hey, he's falling in love with this woman. Hey, he saved his woman, and it cost him his life. He was a more interesting character than the hero. God damn. I mean, I haven't seen many Sho Kosugi movies, but the ones I've seen, this is the worst one. Sho Kosugi. I don't mind the Revenge of the Ninja. This is just fucking... I even think he was at least decent in Ninja 3. In this, he's devoid of charisma, devoid of presence. He's not a badass. He gets his ass kicked. Okay, he beats up some thugs, but there's not a single thing I can remember that was noteworthy of him beating the fuck out of a couple thugs. I know he punched, and I'm sure he kicked. But when I just watched it, I've already forgotten it. I mean, I don't even know what else to say anymore. This is not going to be a 30, 40-minute rant. This is just... There's a reason why no one talks about Black Widow. And even for Van Damme, again, he's not in it that much. He's in it... If I said 10 minutes, that would be way too big of a number. Because he's not in it more than 10 minutes. It's less than that. Because those fight scenes don't last that long. I mean, if I'm generous, 2 minutes each. So 2 and 2, that's 4. Yeah, if I'm doing the Price is Right thing, I'll do the highest number, it'd be 10 minutes. If I get the boom, 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 wrong answer, oh well, what the fucking do? So again, if you watch it for Van Damme, you're not going to get much of Van Damme. All you're going to get is a very, very cheap, boring, slow, unexciting action film. Wannabe James Bond, CIA, FBI, whatever the fuck agency they're working with. Action flick with Sho Kosugi. That, to be honest, it could have just been a fucking TV movie. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they made the fucking film before Bloodsport. Bloodsport came out, and then they said, oh, hey, that's a hit. Let's just release this. I don't know exactly when this was released. I think it was 1988, but I don't know specifically what year, what circumstances. But, yeah. This is a pretty big piece of shit, Black Widow. But, yeah. Widow would take a dump on this movie. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you later for the next Van Damme review. Later.